Hi everyone. Well, today I'm going to finish the series on present perfect, okay? And what I want to do today is just look at some of the mistakes that I've seen people make with the present perfect. The first thing, okay, we cannot use present perfect when we're talking about time, okay? There is no when question with present perfect. It cannot happen. Yes, it just doesn't work. So, to have a question, for example, if I said, when did you come to Libya, to me? When did you come to Libya, sorry? We cannot say, I have come in 2014. Okay? Big one here. If you have a definite time, like this, you cannot use present perfect. If you have a definite time like this, it's got to be I came in 2014. It's got to be past simple. If you think about it, think about the when we talked about the four different uses of the present perfect. We talked about experience, change, continuing situation, and an action in an unfinished time period. Come, the verb to come, is something that happens once. It doesn't happen time over time again. It doesn't fit any of those four uses. You only come once and then that's it, you're finished. So it's got to be past simple. I came in 2014. Okay? We cannot, again, I can't say this enough, we cannot use present perfect with time. Any time, the only instance that we can use it with time is what we talked about yesterday with for and since. I can say, so you can't use it with the verb to come, because come is something that's finished in the past. You only come, once you've come, that's it, it's finished. So you can't even use for or since here, because come isn't a verb that can carry on. See, there's no way you can use this sentence with present perfect. Okay? You can't say, again, this is something I've seen as a manager of the centre. I've seen this in people's CVs. I have graduated in 2018. Again, obvious one here, time. We can't use time with present perfect. This should just be straightforward, past simple, I graduated in 2018. Now, if you're still studying, that's fine, because that's an action in an unfinished time period. Your studying hasn't finished yet. So, I have studied English for 5 years. That's okay, because you haven't finished. It's a continuing, there's two things. It's an unfinished period because you could still be studying, but also it's an unfinished, it's something that started in the past and is still true now. It's a continuing situation. Okay? This one's okay. You cannot say, I have graduated. You just can't do it, okay? Which comes on to another thing, because here you have to change your tenses, okay? So I'd say, remember we talked about this one, an experience. Have you been to, what should we say, Morocco? Okay? 2 hours. Yes. Have you been to Morocco? Okay. For me, I would say yes, I have. Okay. Straightforward sentence. Again, I would say, have you been to Morocco? Yes, I have. It could be, next question, have you been, this is the verb to go. Remember we talked about this yesterday? Have you been to Marrakesh? Now then, we start these things, we start with present perfect. But when we answer the questions about specifics, we have to change and use past simple. So, have you been to Marrakesh? Yes, it was my favourite city. Or, yes, I lived there for, 4 years. Okay? Why are we using past simple here? Okay? 2 things, okay? Yes, it was my favourite city. Well, I could say it is my favourite city here, but it's a long time ago since I was in Marrakesh, and I'm not sure. I think things have changed a lot there now. Okay? Here, yes, I lived there for 4 years. Why? I've got 4 here. Why am I using past simple? Because this started and finished in the past. I don't live there anymore now. Okay? It's not a continuing situation. Right? I lived there for 5 years. Have you been to Tunisia? Yes, I went there in, let's just say last year. Again, why am I using went here? Because last year is a specific time. You can't use present perfect with specific times. The only situation where you can use times with present perfect is with for and since. So I could say, have you been to Tunisia? Yes, I have been there lots. I have been because that's in my life. I have visited there lots, okay? But I haven't been since last year. I can say that I haven't been since last year. Yeah? But because that's for and since, that's using for and since. But I can't say I have been there last year. Last year is a definite time. You can't use it there. Okay? No, it's a little bit confusing that, but make sure. Big thing, okay? Big thing. It would be better not to use present perfect than to use present perfect in the wrong way. Big thing, present perfect, we cannot use it with times. Think about the 4 uses: experience, change, continuing situation, and an action in an unfinished time. If it doesn't fit any of those 4 things, then it has to be past simple. It can't be present perfect. Now that's a difficult one, so if you have questions, please ask me about it, okay? But we're going to finish there, and that's the end of this series on present perfect. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Bye.